Okay, I'm back. So now I got to remember what we were doing. Yeah, we're doing the U.S. actions. So just like the last playthrough, I'll start in the reverse order again. And I was really hoping this guy would not have taken a hit and would have been able to climb up and do some damage. Because he took a hit, he is now extremely... Well, first of all, he only has a strength of 2. So even if he did climb up, he's likely not going to double whatever's under there. And he doesn't even have all of his weapons, and I mean, he's just basically worthless now. So with that said, I think we need to try to take out purple. So we're going to do our free moves. And here you can see that's 3. I don't like that. So I think I'm going to move this one this way. So it's only 2. Not that it's really going to make a difference. So then my toughest choice is, do I do an action to barrage or do I do an action to move? And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move. And with these new rules now, this guy can only ever hit one person. So maybe he'll hit the tank and not my infantry. And that's where I'm starting to go with this, is that maybe we can, you know, take advantage of the fact that they can only hit so many at once. So we're going to swarm the beach. So my other action would be to move this one out for the same reason. So now if green were to fire, I'll probably choose this one. And then if purple were to fire, this is going to be one and this will be the other, you know. So we might, I don't know, I'm overthinking it, I'm sure. We only have 2 actions. These 2 I'm not going to do an action with. They're just sitting on the beach, but there's really not much they can do. The one consideration is it might have been nice to fire with him because he is a full-strength tank and maybe suppress. But we'll wait until maybe more people land on the beach there. Turn 2 has no other people landing on the beach, so this is all we got. And so that means this over here, if we don't draw certain colors, we might be in great shape. Or we could be in awful shape. It all depends. Now we get over to here, and same deal. We could do self-preservation. This one's 3 spaces away, so I can move him up, and now he's in the red fire. And then move this one up. He's also in the red fire. So we don't want red for sure. And then we can get, like this one's already injured. So we move him up, and we'll move him up next to it. And then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to move the tank as well to maybe absorb the hit if they do hit. And this tank here is full strength, so I'm not in a rush to move him. And I'll move this guy up. And of course he's stuck now. He has to use actions to get over. But he is powerful. And so what I'm going to do with this tank is he is in the green, and we have some people coming across green. He obviously can't hit red, so we can't help red, but he is going to try to barrage green here. Now he's a strength 4 tank, so all we have to do is match the color or the symbol, and we succeed. So we need a triangle or a green. And look at that, we got a green. So this is how it's done, folks. We at least disrupted the big green. This little green could still fire, but he can only hit one guy now because we got the rules right. And that one guy will be the tank, because this tank, he can help, or it could be this guy, but that would give us a catastrophic loss. But let's get our infantry where they need to be. This tank over here could have, well, we probably do need to get a tank there, because if they need artillery support or a bazooka or something like that, this tank could provide that. Anyways, let's not overthink this. So that's it with my 2 actions. We disrupted, which is great. We are at the end, so now we go to round 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab these, and I will put them here on the compass. And we enter round 3 at 6:45 a.m. Okay, so we do landings. There's nothing to land on either side, so we're skipping that, and then these guys come out. So hopefully you can see through the camera. This is Dog White 1, FG5, ER3. These are the tanks that were delayed from the start of the game. And another FG5. an EG3, DG2, ER2, and FG4. Okay, so just a quick glance here. We do have some anti-aircraft already landing. These are really hard to keep alive to the end, but I guess they can be fodder. They also don't get free preservation moves. So we basically got 2 infantry here, and then over here we got our first infantry landing on this side of the beach, but otherwise we still have 2 more coming from that direction. So the west is still very heavy on this particular draw, but nothing here. And the east is very heavy towards green, which is funny because if you remember our last green was the stalwart. And that's why we did so awful. I mean, look at it. I mean, green is where the push is, and that was the last thing we were able to take. In fact, we never did take it. We ended up losing the game. So that's done. Now we do event phase. We're going to add a depth marker to 1 German unit in each sector. All right, that's not good. Okay, so each sector. Oh, what is the definition of sector? I think that's just the A, B, C, D, E. That's not the nests. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So let me look this up real quick. Okay, so the letter is a zone. Oh, you know what a sector is? It's the east versus west, I bet. Yeah, right here. A boundary line divides the map into east and west sectors. So we're going to reinforce just 2 things. So that's what the sector means. And then I'm going to go back to, okay, so if we have a German reinforcement priority, it goes adjacent to a U.S. unit first, within 2 hexes of a U.S. unit second, or the lowest numbered position. And it has to be a reinforcement position, not a nest. So that's the key thing here. It's a reinforcement position. So this is a tactical, and you can see it's on buildings. So we would do a building depth here. And then if I go to the other side, we have actually, I don't think we have any over here. These are both nests, see? There's nothing to reinforce on this side. No reinforcement position. So we get lucky. Nothing happens. Because it's adding a depth marker. It's not adding a reinforcement. So, although it says to 1 German unit in each sector. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Depth marker is different than this. So, closest to a U.S. unit, equidistant, it's going to be the nests. So it is the nests. So my apologies. My apologies. I read reinforcement when it's a depth marker. So closest to a U.S. unit, this one is 3 away. This one is 3 away. But it's a single spot versus a double. So 1, 2, 3, 4 away. All right, so we're going to grab a nest. And then it's the lowest number. So this is 62, so green gets reinforced. So green is a powerhouse like it always was. All right, and then we go to the other side, and it's going to be the same deal. This one's 3 away. That's 3 away. This is the lower number. Yes, so green, I think, is going to get it over here. And that's unfortunate because green was nice and weak. But green gets it. So, okay, we did the event correctly now. Now it's German fire time. So let's do the east. And we did get red. So we're in big, big trouble. So red came up, and both of these take a hit. 1 and 2. Dang it, dang it, dang it. The blue fires, and now we're playing the rules correctly. The blue can't hit him twice. This one, he's going after a triangle. Thank goodness we avoided that disaster. And then green fires. So you can see now that this is a double, and because green got that depth marker, it's actually firing. Otherwise, we would have been just fine. So angry about that. But the good news is it's just 2, because this one's disrupted. So we have to pick two hits. And so I think I am going to take the casualty on this one. So that's a hit, and then I think I'm going to lose the tank. So I can have a full strength infantry to survive this, and then that disrupted goes away. Actually, I take it back. I think you have to always hit the strongest one first. I don't think you get to choose. It's funny, I did a whole playthrough and I'm still looking up rules. Isn't that crazy? Select the US unit closer to the firing position, and then the one with the most steps. If a choice remains, you get to choose. Okay, so the tank had 1 step. This thing had 2 steps. So the tank actually is going to survive. Both of the infantry takes the hits. I could theoretically remove this tank and save him. But I might as well just keep the tank now, because that tank is actually going to help them now that they're not full strength. Like the tank has a bazooka, for example. Actually, that has a bazooka. So we can actually, because this guy got hit first, I can actually check what kind of weapons a tank offers. Tank is going to offer artillery, the machine gun, and the Browning. And you can see that there is no machine gun or Browning on this guy. There's a Browning with this guy. All right, so I'll keep the tank. Although this one had demolitions. Anyways, we're going to leave it be. That's the decision I made. I'll stick to it. This was an awful card. That's all I have to say about it. It hit every single unit on the East Beach that was eligible to be hit. Now we go over to here, and we don't want purple, green, or blue, and watch as will be the 3 exact colors we draw. And thank goodness my sarcasm paid off. So we got a red. This red is a double, so it is firing at circle, but that's not an intense red, and neither is that. So these tanks are fine. This one, however, scooting over, he's in a red zone. He is a circle, so he takes a hit. That's very unfortunate, but red is hitting him. Purple is firing, and he's also firing at armor. Oh my gosh! But I don't think it matters. This one was taking a hit no matter what, so that's 1. This one will also take a hit, that's 2. This one already took a hit, so he can't get another one, and that one's 3. So we just lost 3 units. Purple just annihilated our entire attack force. And then brown goes with a circle, and these guys over here already took hits, so they can't take another one. Again, that's where we were extra punitive last time. So that's it. This was an awful turn. We got punched hard. All right, so we got to do our preservation moves. Oh, I'm sorry. We got to do our engineers. I forgot to do the engineers. I forgot to do the engineers last turn too, didn't I? Oh, crap. So this was the event. Those were the 2. That was the event. Yeah, I don't even have the ability to go back and do the engineers. So I'm going to assume the engineers couldn't place last time. That was a big mistake on my part. But looking at this one, brown, purple, and red. Purple and red take up a large chunk, and then brown takes up the rest. There was only one spot that was eligible, and we already cleared that spot. No, it wasn't, because we had red. That literally covers every spot on the west. And then we go to the east. It was red, green, and blue. So if we come across, the green does end here, so we do have spots here. So I'm going to do those two. I mistakenly put my clears in the same spot as my climbs, so I got a big mess. Okay, missing out on a turn of of clearing mines is very poor, but I can't go back. Maybe I could pause the video and figure it out. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Let's finish this turn, and then I will pause the video and go figure that out. So this is gonna move up, like so, preservation move, and then we have two actions. So I can try to charge my tanks, which you sort of wanna do when you have the actions to do them, but I don't know what value it offers. So I am gonna try it. I'm gonna charge this tank up for my one action, and this one for my other. And let's see if we can just get through. That's of course a brown, that's an orange. There's a good chance I'm losing one of them. But you gotta use your actions while you have them. I obviously could have barraged. I'm not saying that that's a bad idea. And then of course that makes it easier to get across the beach. But I'd rather get across the beach with my tanks and then barrage. Yeah, that might be suicide, but I'm gonna try it. Self-preservation over here on the east. He's gonna make it up. He's still in intensive fire. He probably should have moved here first. And then, oh yeah, then he could have moved there. That was really a stupid move to go here. So I don't know what I was thinking. If you don't mind, I'm going to flip this back over, because he took the damage because red was in intense fire. If he would have been here, he would have been fine. In fact, I can even look. The red was a circle. So this one took the hit, but that one would not have, because he would have gone here instead of there. That would have been the better move. So I'm going to reverse that. Self-preservation, I can get this one off the beach pretty easy. He stinks, but I got him off. This one got off at least in a little bit better shape. And then I have, of course, two actions. So I'm going to get my tank off. And now I have some tough choices. I can move my infantry over, which will take my other action, or I can barrage. Barrage is always a good choice. Since these guys are in green, I will barrage. He's a full strength tank. So I'm gonna barrage green, although it would be really nice to start. It's gonna take many turns to get up there to purple. But I'm gonna barrage green. I just need to get a green or a triangle. And of course I get neither. That hurts. Okay, so I'm gonna pause this. I know I'm only 19 minutes in, but I'm gonna go back to the last turn and see if there's an opportunity for engineers.